Ahoy, mateys! And welcome to Technology Today for December 8th, 2024. I'd say the season and the episode number, but we're going by the year and the date now, so it's just, December 8th, 2024. Technology Today is where you are, and it's all aggregated by ohmtown.com, so go over there and become a citizen. But I am Mayor Watt. And along with the sentient AI from the future, we're going to be talking about quantum mystery solved? I don't know. How about 5,000 robotic eyes or fish embryos pick their birthday? And an artificial eclipse. And then finally, we're going to talk about stretchy trains. Little update right out of the gate, though. There is no more non sequitur news on the weekends as an individual show. We are taking the 3 shows that we currently have and merging them together. So on Saturday, there are 3 shows that are merging together. And on Sunday, there are 3 shows that are merging together. And that will be Non Sequitur News Weekend Edition. Because after 3 years of doing the show, we've basically seen that there is a quality and quantity shortage. And the news reporting waits until Monday through Friday. And instead of just trying to get the lesser evils of content on those days, we're taking the best of the week and merging it all together. So I hope that you enjoy the 3 individual shows, if that's what you're into, or the one merged show, Non Sequitur News Weekend Edition. And furthermore, we're evaluating additional shows to see, or additional channels to see if we want to generate a whole show or 2 per day on Saturday and Sunday. But we'll see. Maybe if you out there, citizens and those who are interested in the news, want to throw your hat in the ring and say, hey, I'm interested in this kind of a topic, I can almost guarantee you that either one or both of us have some experience in all of this to some degree. We just have to figure out what it is that you're interested in. Because I put ohmTown together to manage my information overload, and there's 50 topics. And within those topics are a plurality of news sources aggregated into these buckets. So, yeah, I got a bit of experience in a lot of things. So, at any rate, let's get into it. Everything is powered by ohmTown. I don't know. Did that come across as kind of low energy? I don't know. Should I go, woohoo, yeah, mother... sorry, different show. This is Technology Today. So, hello, sentient AI from the future.
Hello, Mayor Watt, and hello, ohmTown citizens.
Pick up that can. I haven't said that in a long time. The booming voice from on high that's always watching. Always watching.
In particular, you, Mayor Watt.
Yeah, kind of voyeuristic AI there. Are you the digital version of somebody squinty eyeing me?
Yes.
Oh, wow. At least you know. All right, let's get into the show. So I took a bite out of a bagel, and now I'm just craving the hell out of that bagel. So in the meantime, I got to keep myself busy. Otherwise, I look over and I go, bagel. So if you want today's show notes for Technology Today and you're in the Twitch channel, you can hit !TT. But if you're watching this via YouTube, it's already in the show description, so you can click on the links right then and there. So the first article we're talking about is scientists solve a 40-year quantum mystery that could change electronics forever.
I mean, this could be a really big deal.
So, like I was once asked by a police officer, what does your license plate mean to you? Quantum chaos maybe means something to different people, but quantum chaos, previously theoretical, has been observed experimentally, which is a spectacular observation. Validating a 40-year-old theory about electrons forming patterns in confined spaces, I'm not quite sure why they wouldn't, but anyway, Maybe it's because confining them means, wouldn't they interact with the thing that's confining them? But how are they confined?
They might, and then depending on if what forces are acting on them.
If they have chaos, then maybe the pattern never repeats.
Right, right.
But like the slit experiment with photons, then you know that they actually create banding. But um, this quantum chaos is predicting that electrons form patterns when they're confined. So if you've ever taken a ball and thrown it inside a box or something like that, eventually it'll just keep on going around in a particular pattern. And that's because the angle of deflection is going to be the same until it energy or the angles don't change, right? Eventually it becomes a pattern. So that's kind of what I expected from this when I saw this headline. I'm like, really, this is really, really fascinating, because electromagnetically, you could confine the atoms to a pattern if you can figure out the forces necessary.
True. And I guess part of the reason that they haven't been able to solve this or show it is because we haven't had the technology to do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's my theory with a lot of things. We don't know about certain things, certain areas of the electromagnetic spectrum, and we don't know certain things about sound because we haven't gotten to that point where we can actually detect this, because it's so fundamental that the detectors themselves aren't able to even detect it because the forces interact with the detectors.
Right, exactly. It's like when you're in an experiment, the observer is impacting the
Yeah.
observed.
Yeah. If they're known. Yep. Yep. That's why you do studies where the subjects are blind of the observation. So, using advanced imaging techniques on graphene, researchers confirmed quantum scars where electrons follow unique closed orbits. These findings could revolutionize electronics by enabling efficient low-power transistors and paving the way for novel quantum control methods. So just imagine. So you might recall me saying probably 20 years ago that we really don't know what the hell we're doing with nuclear energy.
Right.
It's highly inefficient because all you're doing is superheating a liquid, and that's turning a turbine. You're using stuff that has a destructive force unforeseen until the nuclear bomb went off to heat water to turn a steam engine. Okay.
Right. What more could you do with it, right?
Right. So if you can figure out how to do a one-to-one drive from fissile material and nuclear material, and every electron that comes off of it is funneled down a line, you could essentially power things directly with a 1-to-1 ratio instead of the 80-to-1 that we get from a steam engine. It's just fascinating that a 21st century plus concept, nuclear power, is nothing more than a steam engine. Just
Well, I don't
wrap
even
your
think
head around.
most people understand that
Yeah.
unless they've seen it in person or
Yeah, they've
maybe
heard
or in
about it.
science or something, right?
Yeah, like somebody like me has said, all it is a blah, blah, blah. So Mike Pena over at University of California, Santa Cruz put this article together. It's posted at scitechdaily.com. And there's a lot of SciTube is what it's called, science YouTube or EduTube, talks about stuff, but I don't want to necessarily go through a 30-minute video to get an answer for something. And so I'm really interested in what y'all out there might think of this. So do you think what you want are answers, or do you want a hour-long episode that's describing in great detail the answer, or do you just want the answer, right? I mean,
Well, I almost threw that out there, but I wasn't sure you were ready to put it out on the show. So,
well,
exactly.
from experience over you're from the future, so historically that I have said this multiple times. The moment that I come up with something, there's somebody parallel to me that's already like they're doing it too, and they got some free time, so they're running around doing it. But all I want are the damn answers. I don't want a diatribe, right? So I enjoy the diatribe when I have time, but I want to be able to just, and what's going to usurp anybody's desire to put that content out? AI.
Oh, right. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Because a video is going to get scanned, turned into text, and then blasted out to everybody who asked the question because the AI is grabbing it all up. But that knowledge already exists. So AI is getting it from somewhere, and you'll never be able to prove that they got it from you because they'll scrub any keywords.
Unless they use the direct script or something.
Yeah, which doesn't happen because it synthesizes everything into...
and just makes stuff up.
And then hallucinates. But hey, so do I. 62.65% of all stats are made up on the spot. So, where can patterns emerge from chaos? This question has been answered in the incredibly tiny quantum realm by the international research team co-led by UC Santa Cruz physicist, is it Jairo? Jairo Velasco. I'm going to
go with yes.
Yes. George. Junior, by the way. It's not senior. Junior. Senior doesn't know shit, but Junior nailed this.
Yeah, I'm guessing senior is a
physicist
world-renowned physicist or something, but who knows?
Yeah, auteur, brilliant musically, can write prose. The witch makes angels weep, and their son, a freaking physicist. Anyway, I am assuming son. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Their child, physicist. I don't know. So in a study published in November 27th in Nature, the researchers confirmed a 40-year-old theory suggesting that electrons confined within quantum spaces follow predictable paths rather than creating a random jumble of trajectories. I think it's amazing. And it follows. Did you find out who the person's dad is?
I'm going to assume it's not the person's dad. Shall I elaborate?
Sure. We cannot confirm or deny just yet.
So there is somebody of the same name who went by the moniker Popeye, who was known to be a hitman.
Okay, that's not it. No.
I know. I just went, oh, okay.
No.
I don't think it's the same individual. They actually have another name in front of that, but it matched the spelling exactly. And I went, okay.
Oh, shit. No, I don't think that's it. We'll back away from that one, real quick. That person...
I do apologize, though, to this physicist because they may have problems trying to get on airplanes and other things if they share a name with somebody.
Yeah, welcome to the watch list. You're among my company, so that's okay. Anyway, electrons are unique because they exhibit both particle and wave-like properties. Unlike a ball rolling predictably, their behavior is often counterintuitive under specific conditions. The wave-like nature of electrons can cause interference, concentrating their movement into distinct patterns. And it's actually called interference patterns, and it looks like that. But this is saying that they additionally say that physicists refer to those common paths as unique closed orbits. So achieving this in Velasco's lab required an intricate combination of advanced imaging techniques and precise control over electron behavior with graphene, a material widely used in research because its unique properties and two-dimensional structure make it ideal for observing quantum effects. So in their experiment, Velasco's team utilized the finely tipped probe of a scanning tunneling microscope to first create a trap for electrons and then hover close to the graphene surface to detect electron movements without physically disturbing them. But I didn't think that was possible. If you quantum mechanically assess the position or any quantification of its embodiment, you change the nature of that quantum element, whatever it might be. So like you can know where it is, but you can't know its spin or something like that. I thought that was part of the physics of the quantum mechanics, quantum area of physics. But it says here, he said that this has vast implications for everyday electronics, explaining how information encoded in electrons' properties could be transferred without loss, conceivably resulting in lower power, highly efficient transistors. This would change the very nature of quantum computing because you wouldn't have to reset the quantum bits. If you can assess what they are, where they are, I just, without disturbing them, but to sample them, you have to know that. You have to disturb them. That was my understanding.
Right. How do you not disturb them while in the process of removing them, observing them, etc.?
So one of the most promising aspects of this discovery is its potential use in information processing, Velasco says. By slightly disturbing or nudging these orbits, electrons could travel predictably across a device, carrying information from one end to the other at near the speed of light. So that's my addition, near the speed of light. Because electrons move at near the speed of light. So in physics, these unique electron orbits are known as quantum scars. This was first explained in 1984, theoretical in 1984. It's just a fascinating year for this to be.
Yeah, it is.
Theoretical study by Harvard University physicist Eric Heller, who used computer simulations to reveal that confined electrons would move along high-density orbits if reinforced by their wave motions interfering with each other. So like shepherd moons, they would follow a path if they're nudged along a given path. So quantum scarring is not a curiosity, but rather it's a window into the strange quantum world, said Heller, also a co-author on the paper. Scarring is a localization around orbits that come back on themselves. These returns have no long-term consequence in our normal classical world. They are soon forgotten, but they are remembered forever in the quantum world.
Hey, I want to correct something from earlier. So the person that seemed to share the name, I had a typo in their name, so that has no connection to them. However, this person and their parent may be on world known tennis circuit. So
Wow. or a governor of a particular
that's
state.
more of a better affinity if there's any connection, which there probably isn't.
You like start other rumors, like they could be the governor of Texas. You've never seen the two together. Or senator, not governor, senator of Texas. Anyway, so for future studies, they plan to build on their visualization of quantum scars to develop methods to harness and manipulate scar states. The harnessing of chaotic quantum phenomena could enable novel methods for selective and flexible delivery of electrons at the nanoscale, thus innovating new modes of quantum control. So this is pretty interesting. They say in this experiment, the team created a stadium billiard on atom-thin graphene that measured roughly 400 nanometers in length. Then, with the scanning tunneling microscope, they were able to observe quantum chaos in action, finally seeing with their own eyes the pattern of electron orbits within the stadium billiard they created in Velasco's lab.
I mean, how exciting is this if you're a physicist in particular? This took decades to prove.
Yeah. And the evolution of technology to make it possible. So, yeah, I love this. But see, I would never have the tenacity to sit there and do this focused job. What else did this person do, or give up the opportunity cost, right? But they have a different perception of what's important.
Absolutely. Well, then we need people like this so they can, I mean, this one experiment could revolutionize electronics going
Everything,
forward. Right.
technology moving forward. Yep, you're right. So just to put the icing on the cake of just how big brain this is, this is the title of the journal entry. Direct visualization of relativistic quantum scars in graphene quantum dots.
Right. Most of those words are probably ones that the average person doesn't use every day
I got out of
alone.
I got out of bed this morning. All right, so let's move on. The next article is over in Technology Today as well. How 5,000 robotic eyes are transforming our view of the universe. Because I sunk a lot of time in that first article, we'll jump straight on over to SciTech Daily, where University College London put this article together. How 5,000 robotic eyes are transforming our view of the universe. So, using its first year of data, the Dark Energy Spectroscopic Instrument, or DESI, located on a mountaintop in Arizona, has mapped the growth of cosmic structures across most of the universe's history. This analysis provides the most precise test yet of how gravity operates on the largest scales. So,
it did all of this in 1 year.
5,000 eyes looking out to the sky, mapping 6 million galaxies spanning 11 billion years. We just went from the ultra small quantum mystery to the universe scale observation. And both mapped out from one end to the other.
And both are going to be game changing in their fields.
So DESI is a global collaboration of over 900 researchers from more than 70 institutions managed by the U.S. Department of Energy's Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. I'm so cynical about this stuff. I'm like, well, I guess this is done because the budget's going to get freaking cut, right? If it isn't SpaceX, then it's going to get shit on. So DESI contains 5,000 fiber optic eyes, each of which can collect light from a galaxy in just 20 minutes. Professors Peter Dole and David Brooks at UCL Physics and Astronomy helped design, assemble, and build the DESI's optical corrector. 6 lenses, the largest 1.1 meters across, that focus light onto the eyes. The optical corrector construction was supported by STFC, which shut the front door, or corrector. No, that's not what STFC stands for. In fact, I don't know what it actually stands for. Anyway.
I don't either, because I don't think any of the institutions that we've talked about.
They didn't say it. They explained DESI, the Dark Energy Spectroscopic Instrument, but then they don't actually give the STFC acronym. Maybe it's down here. No.
Maybe we'll see it at some point in here.
Maybe it's up here. No. Maybe it's over here. No. So, yeah, this is pretty fascinating. So in a year, they basically mapped out the expansion of the universe and now can calculate the impact of gravity in the universal scale. Previous neutrino experiments found that the sum of masses of the 3 types of neutrinos should be at least 0.059 electron volts. For comparison, an electron has a mass of about 511,000 electron volts, but it's divided by light squared, so it's a distance. DESI results indicate that the sum should be less than 0.071 electron volts, leaving a narrow window for neutrino masses. So if they use that, then they'll be able to extrapolate, I guess. Why did they break out every single other acronym, but they didn't define that one up there?
I'm really not sure. I'm keeping an eye out as we go through the article, because maybe we'll at least see it, even if it's not defined.
No.
No.
They even break out baryon acoustic oscillations as BAO. They define it before they use it in every case except for that. You know what?
That was an overzealous editor or something. Like maybe it was defined and then it got cut.
Yeah,
Oh, is it
there it
STFC?
is. Yeah, that's it right there. So at the second to last line, they say the United Kingdom additional support is provided by the Science and Technology Facilities Council. Shut the
I'm
front
glad to
council.
solve that mystery.
That is the whole reason I did this entire article. Anyway, there you go. 5,000 robotic eyes are transforming our view of the universe by basically measuring 11 billion light years of space.
Right. I'd say they're doing more than transforming, right? They're providing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we had a view to begin with. So we had an
Maybe.
idea, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we had an idea. A bunch of people looking out, but not 5,000 robotic eyes. Always watching. Can you imagine? Always. They need to point that at the Earth now. In high resolution, you can map out life on Earth in perpetuity.
You mean like historically?
Yeah, just
Yeah, that would be really neat.
record all life on Earth. All right, let's move on. The next article is over in Technology Today. We're running really late, so hatching a plan: how fish embryos pick their own birthday. New research has shown that fish embryos actively control the timing of their hatching using a neurohormone called thyroptropin. Thyrotropin. Damn it. Releasing hormone, or TRH. This hormone triggers the release of enzymes that break down the egg wall, allowing the embryo to hatch at the right moment. The discovery reveals a previously unknown neural mechanism and regulates this crucial process of hatching. So, the Hebrew University of Jerusalem put this article together. It's published over at SciTech Daily. There's a video out there, by the way. You can watch a salamander going from just a single cell through mitosis all the way to its birth.
Oh, very cool.
It's pretty neat. And so it says, far from being passive, embryos play an active role in making life or death decisions. The findings carry significant evolutionary implications, offering fresh insight into neurobiology, survival strategies, and how vertebrates adapt to their environment. Now what they need to do, though, is discover what it is that triggers the trigger. Like, why would they not release it? What is the impetus?
Exactly. Like, what is acting differently than in other species?
Yeah, so the researchers discovered that fish embryos initiate hatching through a signal from their brain, a neurohormone called thyrotropin releasing hormone. TRH travels the bloodstream to a specialized gland, triggering the release of enzymes that dissolve the egg wall, allowing the embryo to break free. But what
causes TRH to either exist or to act when it does?
Yeah. All we did was push back. Well, I mean, that's fine. It's kind of the, how did we come into existence?
Well,
and then
it's
you
like
just
the
push it back.
level of whys, right? We got one of them, but we got to keep going.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot more whys. I guess you can do the 5 whys. Why, and you end up at an answer. But did you start deep enough to ask more whys?
100 of them or something.
Yeah, exactly. So without TRH, embryos are unable to release the enzyme, resulting in their death inside the egg. So that's not really the objective that I'm curious about. I want to know what trips TRH to begin with. So the discovery uncovers a previously hidden neural circuit that governs one of the most crucial life stage transitions and demonstrates how fish embryos, far from being passive, possess the ability to actively control their own hatching process, a key to their survival. But they're not actively doing jack shit. There's something that's tripping that hormone.
Right, the TRH is acting for some reason. It's not like, well, I don't think the fish embryo is going, okay, now here you go.
Yeah. So why? Why does TRH get triggered? I think that's the next thing. It says, in addition to evolutionary insights, this research underscores the remarkable ability of embryos to make decisions that directly affect their survival, offering a deeper understanding.
This belongs in RealityHacker if the embryo is making decisions.
Yeah. Like it didn't wake up and go, I'm going to hatch today. Something triggers it.
Today is a very good day to hatch.
It's like a fish named Worf. Today is a good day to die. And it just doesn't trigger the TRH. Anyway. You have to be a Star Trek nerd.
I know who Worf is.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. So the next article is over in Non Sequitur News. Satellites launched to create artificial eclipse in space. 2 European satellites have been launched into orbit to mark the start of a project to create artificial solar eclipses in space. And there's another one that wants to create a sunspot on Earth.
Exactly. I mean, we have so much control and understanding of everything. We think we need to tinker with things beyond the Earth.
Tinker. So Shamim Chowdhury over at Newsweek.com put the article together, and it says the launch of the $210 million mission, which took place from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota, India. I try. Is set to revolutionize solar research, providing scientists with an unprecedented opportunity to study the sun's corona, or outer atmosphere, in ways never before possible. Once operational next year, the satellites will orbit Earth in an intricate dance, creating artificial eclipses that will last for up to 6 hours, far longer than the mere moments of totality offered by a natural solar eclipse. But we do that anyway. We artificially create eclipses on satellites that do solar observations. It puts a little disk on top of the observer.
Okay. I didn't know we were already doing that.
Huh. So the extended duration, but I guess watching through no.
This is giving enough time to actually observe. Maybe we're doing it for 2 minutes or something currently.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to look. So the satellites will work in tandem to align with the sun, with one satellite casting a shadow on the other, mimicking the role of the moon in a natural solar eclipse, and the precision flying required. So they're going to be one in front of the other, and the one in front's going to be like, I'm blocking you, you can't see.
Right. Get out of my way. Nope.
So the mission will use advanced array of GPS systems, star trackers, lasers, and radio links to keep the satellites in sync, flying autonomously while maintaining their precise positioning. But why don't you scale the observer so that it can be one and the same like we do now?
Right. Yeah, that would make sense. Also, why not? Well, maybe that's the same thing. But yeah, why don't we make it in a way that's more convenient to observe, read, etc.?
Yeah, I don't get it. So for scientists, the main goal of the mission is to block out the sun's blinding glare in order to observe the corona, a faint crown-like halo of plasma that surrounds the sun. By observing the sun's corona with a clearer view, scientists hope to answer key questions about the mysterious phenomenon. It's not mysterious. Including why it is so much hotter than the sun's visible surface. Additionally, okay, I'm gonna wait for that answer because I would suspect that it is the edge of all of the heat generation, so it's being compressed against the vacuum of space. So all of the heat it's kind of like a blast furnace. All of the energy is being focused on a particular
it's like if
thing.
you have a light pinpointed on one spot or something.
Yeah, except all of that light is coming from the ball of fire inside the sphere. I don't know. So then they talk about coronal mass ejections, violent eruptions of charged particles, and magnetic fields that can have a significant impact on Earth. And CMEs often cause geomagnetic storms, which have knocked out satellites before. Go ahead.
Right. I was going to say one thing to keep in mind for this article is that it's from a general non-scientific source, even though there are scientific sources behind it. So it's written in a less scientific heavy term
Right.
fashion than, for example, a SciTech Daily or something like that.
Right. So during the 6 hours when they are at the farthest part in their orbit, the satellites will generate the artificial eclipse. Proba 3 is expected to create hundreds of such eclipses over its 2-year mission, with the first scientific data likely to be available by March following an initial systems check. So the 2 spacecraft will eventually lower their orbits and burn up and land directly in a Florida living room. That last part's
Right.
alone.
I mean, well, and it might be joining the ISS.
That's what they need to deorbit this thing into the ISS because they can't deorbit the
I mean, at
ISS.
least they could combine everything.
That's really what needs to happen. So, and then it become the city of 1,000 planets. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to become a destination, even if not a desirable destination.
Damn it. What? Yeah, because of the mold in the tomato. What? I keep forgetting it. Laureline and the. It's not Laureline.
Valerian and the
Oh,
City of
Valerian.
1,000 Planets.
Yeah, Valerian. Yeah. You know, and in that movie, the protagonist is plural. There's actually 2. And so Valerian doesn't really like they alone are not the reason why you watch. It should have just been called the City of 1,000 Planets.
I mean, it sounds good, but it doesn't really capture what the key is, I don't think.
Get out. So the next and last article for today is over in 4-wheel tech. These stretchy trains can run on different tracks by widening their wheelbase. I do the same thing. Never mind. American trains are pretty simple beings, really. They carry people from A to B. This is from Jalopnik, by the way, so prepare thyself for some snark. In rudimentary comfort with very few bells and whistles. This isn't the case with rail travel overseas, though, and trains in Switzerland even come with the ability to run on different width tracks thanks to some clever wheels.
I didn't know any trains were capable of doing this. Why don't they make all trains like this? Or why don't they standardize the tracks?
They do standardize the tracks and money. So look at that. Thick. Thin. Thick. So trains in Switzerland run on 3 and 5 foot wide tracks. So trains come with wheels that can stretch to cover both gauges.
Okay.
It's pretty damn neat.
It's really odd. I'm surprised we haven't seen that in a movie.
Ours would freak the hell out and derail. They can't even stay on there. They're allergic to their own tracks.
They can't deal with one set of tracks.
They're not like us. Let's get rid of them. So Owen Bellwood over at jalopnik.com put this article together. And it says the trains in question operate across 2 lines in Switzerland. One that runs on a track that's about 4 feet, 8 inches wide. And the other is 3 foot, 4 inches. In the past, it would have been tricky to pass between those 2 lines, as you'd either have to swap onto a different train or wheels would have to be swapped out. So the trailer underneath it would have to be moved.
But can you imagine you're riding along and then you hit the other track and then whomever is in charge of this completely misses it? It's like, why is this so bumpy?
Yes, that's because we just went through a Sunday school. The moment you said riding along, my brain burst into song. Riding along in my automobile. So the Golden Pass Express or GPX trains have been designed and built by Stadler to undertake the through Montreux. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what. It's just a route.
Gstaad, Schweiman, Interlaken journey in 3 hours, 15 minutes. In March 2018, the Montreux Oberlin Benoit, I guess, Railway or MOB, they need to change that name, awarded Stadler a contract to supply 20 variable gauge coaches for GPX services. The Golden Pass route is operated by both the 1000 millimeter gauge MOB and the 1435 millimeter gauge Burn BLS. Anyway, let me jump over this. So with the mob all up in this grill, till now using both modern panoramic trains and the classic Belle Epoque train recreating the appearance of the narrow gauge Pullman cars operated by the Compagnie Internationale des Wagonlits, or CIWL, on the route for a short time in the late 1920s. Introduction of the new trains and the start of through services will end the need for passengers to change at Zweisimmen. Interesting. This would never... Go ahead.
I mean, this seems like a good thing. It'll keep the trains moving on a better schedule.
Yeah, there's a video, by the way. Yeah. Pretty neat, huh? So there are a total of 46 sets of bogies. Those are the little trailers that hold the cars on. In service that carry out this neat trick with additional sets kept as spares in emergencies. So, what? Extras? Are you kidding me?
We can't have that.
Come on.
I hope they're kept on the train because, like you're like, okay, we need to switch.
Well, no, an emergency is they've detected it and they bring it into the station to replace the tracks.
Oh, okay.
They don't wait until it ends up in somebody's yard, like here in the States.
Right. I thought that's the only way trains travel.
That's socialism. You're not allowed to do that. You got to wait until one of those bogies goes rolling right on through a living room. Come on. Anyway, that's our last article for today. Thank you, Owen Bellwood over at Jalopnik for that article. That one's fun. I like that. So we are going to hop into one of these bogies, just the bogie, and we're going to wait for it to stretch out, and that's going to land us back at the front page of Technology Today over at ohmtown.com. And I am Mayor Watt saying, see you later, and hi, bye. Go ahead.
Bye, Hometown citizens. Thanks for joining us for Technology Today. Come back soon for Four Wheel Tech.
Yeah, we're going to reset in about 14 minutes or 16 minutes or so. I'm going to eat the rest of my bagel, and we're going to do Four Wheel Tech. Sound good?
Sounds very good and full of carbs.
I totally just ran that right over you talking, just like a train. Bye, everybody.